Hey everyone, how you doing? Happy, what is today? Thursday? Happy Thursday to you. Today is, I think, March 21st. So today we're going to do our math, and we're going to go back to our math book that we always had, and we're going to start chapter 8, lesson 1. We're going to see how far we can get with that, okay? So, first of all, I want you to go to your waffle, like you can see here, Google for your classrooms, and then go ahead and hit your waffle and go to classrooms. And then in your math classroom, I posted right here, it says 1:31 p.m. Leah Palmer posted a new material, chapter 8, lesson number 1. Now, if you can go here, and if you have 2 devices, you could watch this video, and you could also pull this up so that you could have everything that we're going to have from the book, because I know you guys don't have the copies like I usually give you. So it's going to take a while to load. There's our new vocabulary in the lesson, and then independent practice you do on your own. We'll do a lot of it together, and then your homework. And so you could do this on your own. It's just like we used to do in class, okay? So go ahead and go there when you get a chance, but then we're going to come back here and we're going to actually start the lesson. So here we are. Today's lesson is actually chapter 8, lesson 1, and it's called Fractions and Division. So chapter 8, lesson 1. If you don't have a pen and paper, please press pause and go get one, because I want you to write what I write. And if I'm writing too fast, go ahead and pause it as you like so that you can stay with me, okay? So we're going to go over some vocabulary first. And that's what's in your Google Math classroom. And our first word we have is common factor. Okay, what is a common factor? A common factor is a number that is a factor of 2 or more numbers. So an example for a factor is if I had the number 12, you're going to see the factors of it. Well, okay, these aren't all factors, so I'm just going to list. Let's count by 1 goes into everything, right? We know 2 goes into it. We're just going to list 2, 3. 3 goes into 12 because 3 times 4 is 12. 4 does not, so I'm just going to write it, but it does not. It's not a common factor. And then we have 6 is, because 6 plus 6 is 12, or 6 times 2 is 12. And then, of course, 12 goes into itself. So now let's do the number 30. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. Okay, so we know all these numbers. So if you look here at the 12, 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 1 is 12, and 30. Same thing. All of these factors go into 30. Now, let's find a common factor, or factors, I should say, of 12 and 30. What do they both have in common? Well, that's easy. We're just I'll change my color pen. We're gonna look here, and they both have 1, so they have a common factor of 1. They have a common factor of 2. They have a common factor of 3. Not 4, because 4 doesn't go into 30. Not 5, because 5 doesn't go into 12. So 6, they have a common factor of 6. 10, no. 12, no. So the rest of these they don't have in common. So the common factor is, you would list it like this: 1, 2, 3, and 6 are the common factors of 12 and 30. Okay, and then our next word is, let me change color here. Our next word, vocabulary word, is common multiple. Common multiple. Let's highlight our vocabulary words. Okay, a common multiple. Let's figure out of 4 and of 6. So again, we're going to list everything that goes into 4. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and 36. Okay, now we're going to write the 6. What goes into 6? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42. And it can go on and on and on, but we're not going to keep going on. I'm running out of room already. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change, and I'm going to, sorry guys. Come on. I'm going to change to red. We're going to circle the common multiples, okay? So this is like counting by 4s, counting by 6, okay? But let's see what they have in common. 6 doesn't have a 4, and 4 doesn't have a 6. There's no 8 in common. So they have a 12 in common, a 24 in common, a 36 in common, and that's it. So common multiples of 4 and 6 are 12, 24, and 36. Okay, keep going. And we have our next word, which you guys should know, denominator, down below. So if you have 5/8, this is the same thing as saying 5 divided by 8, or 5 divided by 8, which we can't do, so this would be a decimal, right? This is the denominator, down low below. And then if I were to show this in a model, I would have to have 8 boxes because that's the denominator. There's 8. And then the numerator is going to be what we shade in. So that would be all of this. Since it's 5, there's 4 there and 1 here. So this also represents 5/8 or 5/8. Okay. And then I'm going to do the next word, which is, whoops, didn't mean to do that, guys. Highlight. There we go. Highlight the vocabulary word. Our next vocabulary word is equivalent. Some of these will be kind of like just reminders for you because we've gone over them a lot already. Equivalent fractions. And equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value. And this goes back, guys, to if that pizza is cut more times, you get smaller pieces, but you still get the same amount. If it's cut less, you still get the same amount of pizza, just bigger slices. So, for example, if I have, I'm going to go up here for this because I ran out of room. 8/14 is equivalent to 4/7. And if I were to show you an example of that, we would have this rectangle, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to break it up into so that there's 14 squares. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, then I'm going to have, so this would represent 8/14. And then this would be the same rectangle, but this is just going to have 7 bars because we're trying to represent 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they're the exact same. And here's the thing. I'm going to color in my numerator. So for this, the denominator shows there's 14 spots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But the numerator tells me to shade in 8 of them. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now here, the denominator says 7, so we have 7 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm going to highlight 4 of them. The numerator says 4. And as you see, these two are equivalent to each other. It's just if they were brownies, you'd have bigger chunks with the 4/7, but you'd get the same exact amount, just cut double in the 8/14. Okay, so our next one is fraction. And with the fraction, all that is a number that represents equal parts of a whole or parts of a set. So, for example, you know what a fraction is, 2/3. This is a fraction right here. If I were to show you in a model, 2/3, I'm going to cut it into 3 because the denominator is 3, right? I'm going to shade in 2 because the numerator is 2. And this would represent 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If this were all highlighted, you'd add them up and you'd have 3/3, but that equals 1 whole. But it's not a whole because it's only shaded 2/3. So 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. Okay, and then our next word is greatest common factor. Sometimes we'll shorten it and just say GCF, greatest common factor. And now we would find, like, say we had the number, well, first let me have you write the definition. The greatest of the common factor of 24 and 36. So we're going to find this. So we're going to go 12. And I know 1 goes into 12, 2 goes into 12, 3 can go into 12, 4 can go into 12, 6 can go into 12, and 12 can go into 12. Now if I take the number 36, 1 can go in, oh, I'm sorry. You guys, we're going to do 30, not 36. 30. Okay, 1 can go into 30, 2 can go into 30, 3 can go into 30, 5 goes into 30, 6 goes into 30, 10 goes into 30, 15 goes into 30, and 30 goes into 30. Okay, my timer just went off, so I have to stop the video here, but on the next uploaded video, we will start where we left off right here. So I'm going to stop this, and I'll see you in a minute.